Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we have game 2 against the Rays coming up. We're able to win yesterday's game 4-0, I believe, going off of memory. Tacked on a run late on a Frank homer to get it out of a save situation. Don't imagine we're going to shut out the Rays all 4 games, especially on their home field. So it does look like we've got the same lineup in for the Rays. Which it's a good lineup. I wouldn't change it either. Alright, James Shields on the mound. One of the few Rays to be a Ray this whole time, I would assume. And here comes Kester in to lead things off. First pitch of the game is a cutter right over the plate. And that pitch misses down and away. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. This is hit right back up the middle for a base hit. So that'll bring Marvin to the plate, and he will start off batting left-handed. Swings and misses at the first pitch. And he'll go up the middle for a base hit. So I should mention Kester also opened yesterday's game with the base hit, but Marvin, who apparently just got his 1,000th hit, did not get a base hit in the first inning yesterday. Nor did Chief, who is up now at the chance to start off the game with a bang. No outs yet in the inning. He will foul this one away. That gives him an 0-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. I do think, at the moment, Chief is ahead of Terry by 1 in the hits race. But here's his chance to tie things up and also drive in some runs. But he too has an 0-2 count. He'll hit this one to Utley. Has to wait on somebody to cover second, so that is the only out the Rays get. Brings Frank to the plate, who's been on a bit of a tear lately. And also started the, I'm still pretty sure, first triple play of the Squirrels' history. He also strikes out, and that will end the inning. So Shields starts off in trouble, but gets out of it without giving up any runs. Sandberg will lead off again for the Rays. And normal lineup in for the Squirrels, at least normal DH lineup. Gill on the mound today. First pitch from Gill, a curveball that is called a strike over the inside, and that sinker misses down and in. Swing and a miss on another sinker. 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, here's Mike Lamb. So I mentioned the Rays got shut out yesterday. I should also mention that they had runners on the corners with nobody, or was it first and second? Or third and second? Second and third would be the better way to say that, I guess. But I think it was on the corners as Lamb lines out to short. But they hit a shallow fly ball into left, and apparently neither runner thought that Frank would get there, and I didn't either. But he did. Sweeney's going to go back and grab that one to end the inning. But both runners were already well off their bases, so he threw into third to Sweeney to step on the bag for out number 2, and then across the diamond for out number 3, and that was that for the Rays. I doubt we'll get that again this game. We are in the second inning now. Tom at the plate to lead things off for the Squirrels. He has an 0-2 count. He will swing and miss for strike 3. Shields off to a... After giving up 2 hits to start the game, he's not given up a thing since. Zach is ahead of that changeup for strike one. Hits this one. Oh, it gets through, actually. I thought Sandberg was going to get that one, but apparently out of his reach. So 1 on, 1 out. Here is Sweeney, who I feel like went hitless yesterday, but I'm not 100% sure of that. Anyway, he's got an 0-2 count now. He'll watch that one cut too far outside. Might have been a bit high as well. That one wasn't. That's a called strike 3. 2 outs. Joey at the plate. Runner on first. First pitch is in there for a strike. Hits this one to Sandberg, who throws over to first, and that'll end the top of the second. Still no runs in the game. B.J. Upton will lead off for the Rays in the bottom half of the inning. First pitch to Upton is called a strike. And that fastball just a touch off the plate. Brings this one over it and gets the strike call, 1-2. Pop towards third. Sweeney will make the grab. One down. Here comes Johnny Gomes. He had a very good game yesterday. Needed just slightly more help around him. That pitch was called low. The slider hit towards third. Sweeney across the diamond. 2 away. And here's Kosuke Fukudome. Pops this one up. Tom should have room right by the on-deck circle, and he does make the catch. Still a lot of zeros on the board as we go to the third, where Kester will lead things off again. Kester with a base hit his first time up. Shield struck out 4 Squirrels the first time through. Kester is quickly down 0-2. Hits this one into center field, and Upton is there to make the catch. They were rightfully playing Kester shallow, so he was able to get there. So here is Marvin. First pitch is in there for a strike. And then a hit again up through the middle, so Marvin's 2 for 2 today. Took probably too big of a turnaround first, but he was able to get back. Chief struck out his first time up. This time a high hop to second. Ooh, I thought Marvin might be able to beat it there on that hop, but they were just able to get him. We'll see this on replay. Wasn't by much, but they did get him. So 2 away. Here is Terry. I'm not sure if there hadn't been a runner on. I think Chief would have beat that out to first. So I doubt it'll be scored that way, but probably ought to be scored an infield hit. Terry strikes out, and that will end the inning. Still no runs in this game as we go to the bottom of the third. Eric Hinsky's going to lead things off for Tampa Bay. So you might also remember our first run yesterday was scored on an error. And Hinsky was part of that. The error was Mike Lamb's. It was a bad throw, but Hinsky did have a chance to scoop it, and he did not. Grounds out to second for the first out of the inning. India at the plate. He is definitely more of a defensive catcher, though he does have 19 RBIs, which is not too shabby out of that 8-hole. Only batting .211, though. He will strike out in this at-bat. So here's Cliff Floyd. Grounds to second, and that will end the third inning. Well, we go into the fourth. Said still a lot of zeros on the board. Frank is going to lead it off for Indianapolis. Frank struck out in his first at-bat. He did hit an opposite field home run yesterday to kind of finish off the Rays, as well as, starting the triple play. So he had a very good day on both sides of the ball. He's got an 0-2 count in this at-bat. He will foul this one off. We'll try it again. Misses inside. Up the middle, that will be a base hit. Leadoff man aboard for Tom, who struck out in his first at-bat. And been mentioning it a lot lately because it's uncharacteristic, but he's still looking for his first homer of the year. Frank takes off for second, and he is thrown out. As I said, India is a defensive-minded catcher, and that's part of it. It wasn't even that close, to be real honest. So now the base is empty with one out, and Tom with an 0-2 count. Chases a curveball, and that's strike three. Nobody on base with two outs. Zach got a hit in his last at-bat as he watches that fastball run high. This one is down and out. There's a fastball right down the middle. Zach let it go by. Same pitch, and this time Zach rolls it towards the middle, but not hard enough. So Utley is able to pick it up and get it to first in plenty of time. 5 hits on the game, but no runs. Tampa will start off back at the top of their order here in the 4th. Only 2 strikeouts for Gill. Sandberg was one of those. So he puts in a fastball for strike 1. Grounds this one to third. Oh, and Sweeney bobbles it and doesn't have a play. That will go down as an error. Wasn't the easiest play, but I do agree with that. Lamb looks at strike 1, and that is the first base runner for the Rays. So it does break up the perfect game. Mike Lamb has an 0-2 count. He will ground this one to second. Kester back to second. Joey, no throw to first. So 1 away. Runner still on first. Utley flew out. I think Sweeney ended up grabbing it in shallow left field, if I remember right. That curveball bounces in. Gives Utley a 1-1 count. Hits this one foul down the first base side. And a swing and a miss on curveball for strike 3. So here's B.J. Upton. He flew out. Where did he? I feel like it was in the outfield, but I don't remember who to. Anyway, he's got a 2-1 count. 2 outs, runner on first. Fouls that pitch away. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Oh, we move into the 5th inning. Still no score. Sweeney will start things off for the Squirrels. He suddenly has an error to make up for, even though it did not lead to any runs or any further damage. I'm sure he's still not happy about it. Especially as he's supposed to be the defensive third baseman, chief DHing for these few games. Sweeney has a 2-1 count in this at-bat. And this will be foul as well. Makes it 2-2. Looks at a ball. We've got a full count to start off this inning. Right down the middle, and Sweeney just looked at it. 1 away. Here is Joey, who ground out in his first at-bat. First pitch is called a strike. Lines this one into left, and it just lands foul over by the bullpen. Did not miss the line by much. Gives him an 0-2 count, and he'll look at strike 3. Back to the top of the order. Sweeney, 1 for 2 today. Shields up to 8 strikeouts now. Kester looks at strike 1. Hits this one into shallow left center, and that will fall in for a base hit. Upton gave it a good try, but could not quite get there. Marvin 2 for 2, a couple singles up the middle. So that changeup stays high. Swings and misses at another changeup. Looks at an elevated fastball for strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the top of the 5th. Still no runs in this ball game. The Rays will start off with Johnny Gomes in the bottom half of the fifth. Gomes ground out in his first at bat, and he will look at strike one here. Swings and misses at a curveball. Swing and a miss, strike three. One away. Here's Fukudome, who fouled out over near the Rays dugout the first time up. If there hadn't been a little cutout around the on-deck circle, I'm not sure Tom would have had a play. Fukudome now with an 0-2 count. Swings and misses for strike three. Two down, here's Eric Hinsky. Ground out in his first at-bat. He will look at strike one here. Hits this one, another ground ball to first. Terry barely has to move at all to step on the bag. We go to the sixth inning, still no score. Chief is going to lead things off. Chief is 0 for 2 here, and his average dropped to 402. If he wants to keep that 400 average, he's got to get in gear here as he looks at strike one. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. One down, here is Terry. He is still comfortably over 425, or over 400. He's at 425. Not gotten a hit today, though. He's down 0-2. Shields has been very good against the middle of the lineup. Terry will go down swinging as well. Frank is 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single, though I'm not sure he got any further than... Well, no, I know he didn't because he tried to steal second. So I know he didn't get past first. Hits this one hard, though. That is going to break up the scoreless game right off the front of the upper deck for his 5th home run of the year, 429 feet. And the Squirrels now lead 1-0. So here is Tom. He has struck out twice today. He'll look at strike one. Ground ball to third. Lamb takes a few steps before throwing and does get Tom out by about a step. 1-0 Squirrels as we go to the bottom of the sixth, where India is going to lead it off. He struck out in his first at-bat. Well, like I mentioned, I'm pretty sure he's in the lineup for his defense, and he did cut down the only runner foolish enough to try to steal today. Or was there 2 runners that he's thrown out today? Well, in any case, he's got a 3-1 count to start off this inning. And he will shoot this one into right field for a base hit. That is the first hit today. Breaks up the no-hitter. Here is Cliff Floyd. 1 on with nobody out. Second base runner. You remember Sweeney had an error just a couple innings ago. Floyd with a 1-1 count. Does not chase that fastball outside. This one catches the corner to make it 2-2. Into left field, that'll be another hit from the Rays. I kind of feel like this is how it went yesterday. Rays took a long time to get hits, and then they suddenly came all at once. So not enough to score any runs. Sandberg back to the plate. Looks at strike one, and a ball in the dirt. 2 on, nobody out. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. Swing and a miss at the curveball for the first out of the inning. It's a good strikeout for Gill. Brings Mike Lamb to the plate. Now there's a real chance of getting out of this inning if Gill can get a ground ball. Well, he's got Lamb with an 0-2 count. Maybe he will just do it himself. Ooh, that fastball just misses low. Gill wanted that call. Gets a swing and a miss for back-to-back strikeouts. Now Chase Utley standing between Gill and getting out of this inning. He swings and misses at a curveball. That fastball too low. As was that one, 2-1. Goes back to the curveball and gets another swing and a miss. 2-2. Sinker gets a swing and a miss, and Gill is able to dance around those leadoff hits and get us into the 7th inning. Zach is going to lead things off in the top half of the inning. Squirrels still leading 1-0. Hits now 7-2. And the Squirrels with an error. So here is Zach. He is 1 for 2 so far. He looks at strike one. Looks at strike two. Hits this one to Sandberg, who will throw to first for the first out of the inning. So here's Sweeney. He is struck out in both at-bats today. Hits this one through the right side of the infield. I am fairly sure, though not 100%, that is his first hit of the series. So Joey will take a strike. Another called strike. Hits this one into right field, and that'll get down for another base hit. Flips things over to the top of the order. Kester with a chance to give us some breathing room here late in the game as he looks at strike one. 2 on with 1 out. Swings and misses to make it 0-2. This would be a good strikeout for Shields. And he gets it on a swing and a miss. 2 away. Marvin, he was 2 for 2. I don't remember now what he did in his last at-bat. I don't feel like he got a hit. He's going 2 at the moment. Hits this one. Will it get down? It does over Sandberg's head, and Sweeney in there to score to make it 2-0 Squirrels. Here's Chief, who's not gotten a hit today. He's now at a even 400, but he lines this one into right. Fukudome does make the catch. Pretty good play out in the outfield to get us to the 7th inning stretch. 2-0 Squirrels. BJ Upton will lead off after the break. We will go get Gonzalez. No need for double switches in this park. All right, first pitch from Gonzalez is in there for a strike. And that one down and away. A bit wild, if we're being honest. Comes back with the changeup that gets ground to short. Joey takes care of that. 1 down, and here comes Johnny Gomes, who is 0 for 2 today. Yesterday, he was either 2 for 3 or 3 for 4, I think. I forget how many at-bats he had. Grounds this one to short, so he will continue hitless today. Maybe he'll get another shot at it. Fukudome 0 for 2 today. That splitter is too low. Fastball, or no, sorry, that was a changeup. Catches the outside corner. This cutter will be foul just behind the plate. 1-2. Hit towards first. Terry will pick it up and step on the bag. So we go to the 8th inning. Squirrels leading 2-0. And Terry is due to lead off. Terry is 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts, so Shields is starting to get tired. This one hit into center field, Upton coming in, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Frank got a home run in his last at-bat, makes him 2 for 3 on the day. He will look at strike one. Hits this into right field. It'll get over Utley's head and drop in for his second single of the day. Here's Tom. He's 0 for 3. Couple strikeouts and a ground out to third. So that curveball bounces in. That one's in the zone. 1-1. Another ground ball, this time to Sandberg. Goes to second with it, and that will be the only out the Rays get. So here's Zach. He's 1 for 3 today. Runner on first with 2 outs. Fouls the first pitch straight back. This one hit through the right side of the infield and into right. 2 runners aboard. Sweeney is 1 for 3. Got a base hit in his last at-bat. He came around to score the second run of the game. Hits this one into shallow center. That's going to score another run. And also put a runner on third. So runners on the corners with 2 outs. 3-0 Squirrels now. And the Rays will go to their bullpen. And once again, they will find Bill Bray. All right, Bray coming into some trouble here, though he does have 2 outs. Joey line drive into left, and that'll get down and score yet another run. And again, this game has gotten out of save situation late. 2 on, 2 out. Kester takes a strike. Takes another strike. And he will put this over Sandberg's head into center, and the Squirrels will go up 5-0. We'll get a replay of this one. There are now 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs, and Marvin, who's had a good day so far, coming up to the plate. This will be his first right-handed at-bat, though, so that might be something to consider as he looks at strike 1. Hits this one to first. Hinsky makes the catch, but it's now 5-0 Squirrels after a 3 spot. Eric Hinsky is going to lead off for the Rays. Gonzalez gets a surprise second inning. Hinsky's put the ball on the ground twice, and he'll look at strike 1 here. That pitch just a bit inside. This one's in the air. Kester going back behind second makes the grab. 1 down. Here's India. He's 1 for 2 today. He's raised his average from 211 to 214 so far. So he swings and misses. He's got an 0-2 count. Hits this one to short. Joey catches it on a hop and over to first for the second out of the inning. So here's Cliff Floyd. He also got a base hit in his last at-bat. Looks at strike 1. Up the middle, that'll get through for his second hit of the day, rather. Sandberg 0 for 3, though he did reach on an error. He struck out in his other 2 at-bats. It's got a 1-1 count to start things off here. Another swing and a miss makes it 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We will move into the 9th inning. The Squirrels leading 5-0, and they will start off with Chief at the plate. Chief is 0 for 4 today. His average is under 400 now. Hits this one hard, but maybe too hard. It stays up for Fukudome to make the catch. Terry, also 0 for 4 today. He flew out to Fukudome. This one is not going to come back, though. I believe that will also tie the hits race again. His 15th home run of the year, a 416-foot shot. And that will put the Squirrels up 6-0. I will say, this is not how I thought either one of these games would go. Frank, 3 for 4, couple singles and a solo home run. Looks at strike 1. He puts this into left center, and that will fall down in front of Cliff Floyd. 1 on with 1 out. Tom is 0 for 4. See, he watches a slider go by. 4 ball. Pretty similar pitch, 4 ball 2. This one in the zone, and Tom rolls it to third. Won't be a double play, though. Only out is at second. 2 away. Zach is 2 for 4 so far. He will look at strike one. Hits this one hard and past Sandberg. Actually thought he would come up with that, but he did not. Stays at first, but Tom moves on to third. Runners on the corners for Sweeney. There are 2 outs. He will look at strike one. Looks at strike two. Swing and a miss, strike three. Now we go to the bottom of the ninth. The Rays with quite a hole to dig out of. They are going to start off with Mike Lamb at the plate. So Zapp will go in to clean up like he did yesterday. Like I said, he didn't end up giving any runs, but it took a triple play to do it. All right, Lamb is 0 for 3, struck out in his last at-bat. Start off things here with a called strike. That fastball sailed a bit. Zapp got a little under it on that sidearm delivery. Same thing there, makes it 2-1. He's got to find that release point again. Throws a changeup in there, and it's out of the zone as well. 3-1. And that will be a walk. First walk of the game, I think, for either side. So here's Chase Utley. He is 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Looks at strike one. There's a called strike, though that fastball's tending towards where he'd been throwing the other ones. Line drive just foul. Still an 0-2 count. Zapp fires in a fastball. This looks like a double play ball, and it is 6-4-3. And now the Rays down to their final out, right now in the form of B.J. Upton, who swings and misses at the first pitch. And that fastball just a bit outside. Swing and a miss for strike two. Popped in the air. Frank is coming in. He should have it. And he does. So another shutout. Today's final score, Indianapolis Squirrels 6, Tampa Bay Rays 0. Said I would not have put money on that on this series. We'll take a look at some highlights. All right, Gil is going to be your player of the game. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you want to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Tomorrow it will be the bench guys against the Rays, so come back tomorrow to see that.